What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Welcome to the MG Show. We had a glitch in the Matrix real quick, but we are back. We're back live right now on Facebook, Rumble, Twitter, X, I believe. We're all good. And don't forget to share the show on those platforms. But our main platform is Rumble, rumble.com/MG Show. Please get over here and like the video, please. We need you guys to do those likes, or as Shady calls them, rumbles. They're called rumbles or likes, Shady Grove. What are they called?
I'm going to call them rumble-like.
Rumble likes. Okay.
Yes.
Rumble likes. Okay.
That's exactly what I thought. Exactly. Thank you guys so much for Monday. Yes, you did it again. You got us on the leaderboard again because you're pressing that rumble/like button here on the channel. Thank you all so much. Thank you to the hate watchers. Also, I'm noticing that the hate watchers were
hate watching,
and then all of a sudden they got the smackdown, and then the next thing you know, they're starting to shut up, and it's just very awesome to be here today.
So the MG Show has been lockstep with the President of the United States pretty much this whole time. We are very trained, and as are you, at seeing psychological operations. Looks to me like this Epstein files or list is a psychological operation. We called it out. Basically back Friday, Friday show. This is Friday's show right here. We called it out. We've got 1.16 thousand likes, guys. That's what we need you to do. We need you to hit this like button. Okay, look at that. Boom, hit that like button. That gets us on the leaderboard. And guess what? This video got 56,000 views, as it should, because it was in lockstep with what President Trump actually said on Saturday. Shady, our show Friday basically said the exact same thing. Trump said the exact same thing as what our show was on Friday.
It's not like we want to toot our own horn, Jeff.
Yes,
but we did name the show Victory Lap. So therefore, there's going to be some horn tooting going on. 17 in the chat, if you understand, and you are now considered completely 100% unpsyopable. A 17 you can only put in this chat if these numbnuts didn't fool you at all. Like you knew from the beginning, just like we did. What did we do? Well, we paid attention to what was said, and then we looked to see if there was a source, and then we realized that there wasn't a real source, and then we called bullshit. Okay, that's what we did. You did it with us. Thank you very much. Please pat yourself and your neighbor in the chat on the back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we said, like Laura Loomer, Steve Bannon, Jack Posobiec, all that, Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, all acting like they need to release the Epstein list. Blah, blah, blah. Scam Blondie, Laura Loomer, blah, blah, blah. Ivan Ranklin, all of them, guys. All of them are now exposed, okay? Even Larry Loomer also said something about Bongino being retired, and she was proud that CNN picked up her story. We're looking at MSDNC today. They're running with everything that all these fake MAGA asshats are talking about. Now, let's reread what President Trump said, Shady Groove. Should we do that on his post? This post was on July 12th at 5:21 p.m. You ready?
I am absolutely ready. We need to take a second, guys. Understand and realize and recognize the pattern. Okay, right now I want you to recognize the pattern. This is exactly what they were doing to Donald Trump during his first administration, repeatedly coming at him from every single angle that you could possibly imagine. There's so many different angles that were coming at him. He couldn't stand up and defend it all, to the point where he needed to stand up and send out a back channel to communicate with the people called Q. That's what happened in the first administration. Right now, I'm seeing something completely different. I'm seeing the reality of all of those people that got exposed that didn't really understand how they were being exposed, i.e., General Alex Jones, Roger Stone, those type of people. They didn't understand how Q was exposing them. So now they're trying to operate like they were operating 10 years ago. And boy, oh boy, do you have a message for them.
Yep. So President Trump talked about his quote, end quote, boys and quote, end quote, so in some cases, gals. That's kind of weird, isn't it? So let's go ahead and read it, Shady Grove. What's going on with my boys and in some cases, gals? They're all going after the Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team. Team MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it. All over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. Now, that means he's still alive. No, it means the story never dies, okay? Come on, please, people. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to the files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and losers and criminals of the Biden administration, who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? Why they haven't given even up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files, no matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting the criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have a nuclear weapons. It is never enough for some people, but we're about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years. And we've been talking about that too, haven't we, Shady? And we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash, Patel, and the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, Act Blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting these thugs and criminals, instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same in 2024. That's what she is looking into as AG, and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. And now it's the hottest country anywhere in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to say is right there whenever he says that nobody cares about. I want to make sure you understand what that means, because they're going to take that statement and they're already flipping out over that. It means there's no victim. Guys, you've got to understand this. The American system is not about people. The American system is about crime. crime that gets committed against people or property, that crime gets investigated. That investigation turns out to end up at someone's door who gets charged with a crime and then gets a trial and a jury of their peers to see whether or not other people think that they did that crime. The crime being at the center of the story. The person can never be at the center of the story. They put Donald Trump at the center of the story like he was the criminal. There's no difference between what they did to Donald Trump without him being charged, without there being a person claiming that he committed a crime. None of that was happening. They did the exact same thing to him that they're currently doing right now. It's no different what they're doing. Both sides using the same tactics, everybody. You recognize what's going on here.
They're exposed, Shady.
I'm hoping that you see the tactic, because at the core of it, this is what we've been screaming about on the show, is we see the tactic. We could not even look at the information and just see the tactic and almost completely navigate without knowing anything about the situation. And that's just the way that you should understand things. You get information. Once you get information, then you develop an understanding around that information. But there's a critical step that everybody skips. It's wisdom. Yeah. Wisdom is the action. Mm-hmm. Wisdom is the guts. Wisdom is the cojones to stand up to it, because you understand and know what you think and know what you've researched and know what it is to be true. Now we need more of that on your part. Now we need more of you standing up in the gap and mocking these people, because they are absolutely ridiculous and they think that they have the loudest voice in the room, just like the Democrats did before Donald Trump. Don't you think that this is TDS, guys? Isn't this TDS?
Yeah. DJJ Jr. says, they traffic kids to no one. Sounds logical. That's not the point, DJJ Jr. The point is that Epstein was a puppet, and it is Ghislaine Maxwell and the family background of Maxwell. Q said it, guys. Okay? Epstein is a puppet. And Q used that Epstein example for... you can look at the plane logs and infer of bad actors. You can't prove it, though. In addition, all the Epstein victims that we know of, have all had settlement agreements with the government by Joe Biden and Merrick Garland. Okay, do you understand that? J.P. Morgan reached a $29 million settlement with Jeffrey Epstein victims. Okay, this has nothing to do with Trump. It's crazy.
It has nothing to do with a crime being investigated, Jeff.
That's right. You need a victim and a crime. And those victims were Jeffrey Epstein victims.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So you can't have, like, everybody wants to say, we know all this stuff. There's all these tapes. There's all this information. You don't know that, number one. Number two, the CP, the child porn that is out there in reality, you can't identify adults in videos like that, okay? I don't even want to talk about this, but it's not like you're going to watch one of these videos and see who the perp is, guys. I don't understand, like, this confusion in your mind. You think that there's this stuff. People like Jim Comey, their job, the reason a dumbass like Jim Comey elevates himself, he finds himself as the director of the FBI, because he's willing to bend over backwards to throw out anything that's incriminating for the family. That's the reason he gets the job. So you kind of imagine that if good guys come into the helm of the people where the bad, there's not going to be the stuff laying around that you think is laying around. We talked about this on the show for the whole time, and I think that today is a big victory lap for all of you to realize that you were able to trust your discernment. I know a few of you went off the reservation, but for the most part, every one of you navigated perfectly.
Yeah, and it's crazy, guys. The Epstein Victims Compensation Fund paid out over $121 million to 135 survivors of Jeffrey Epstein.
And none of them are currently bringing a
According to the data, the fund's administrators, with approximately 150 women deemed eligible and 92% accepting the offer, which means that they accept an offer and you sign a document, and it's now called an NDA, and you can't do anything to said person anymore.
You can't investigate. You can't charge them with a
Done.
crime. If you take the money, you can't say, oh, well, Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell did this to me. You can't do that anymore because you took the money. So
That's right.
if you want to be mad at somebody, stop pretending you're mad at Trump and start being mad at the victims of Jeffrey Epstein that didn't decide to stand up and instead took the money. Like, it doesn't make any logical sense, everybody. It's an emotional ploy by the psychological operators called Alex Jones, Roger Stone, General Flynn, Tucker Carlson, a number of other people now we can even throw on the list.
Yeah. And, and don't be mad at Trump. Be mad at Biden's DOJ. Okay. They're the ones that cut all these deals. And, we're supposed to trust Comey and the FBI and the corrupt DOJ for any files. We're supposed to trust that.
Well, that even gets into another area, which is corrupted evidence. If I'm a person and somebody's charging me with sex trafficking, and I hear that the evidence within the DOJ has been corrupted by all of the people that are inside the DOJ and the FBI, then I have a case to dismiss all that.
Yeah. And now they want you not to like Trump, just like they didn't want you not to like Trump this whole frickin' time. Okay. Yep. You can now see it. You can see Bannon up there like he's like, lead the charge, release the Epstein list and files, and with Charlie Kirk and Carly Bonet and all these asshats. Who else? Charlie Kirk, Carly Bonet. Who else, Shady? Steve Bannon, Laura Loomer, Poso. Alex Jones, all of them.
Did Steve Bannon release his interview where he was doing PR?
Steve Bannon release his 15 hours worth of video with Jeffrey Epstein where he was trying to help him look good in front of people again? Yeah, stop it. Just stop it. And follow the MG show because we're always wrong.
Until we're right. Aren't we doing good here?
Wow.
We're doing good. You guys are doing good. This is the way that you're supposed to do media. You're supposed to use your brain in media. And media is not what you were taught when you were a kid, which is like, read the periodical and believe what is said in there. It's very, very different than that. The reason that the two of us are here, the reason that both of us are here is because somebody said, don't believe anything unless you can prove it with your own research. And for whatever reason, the two of us said, oh yeah, I can't prove that at some point in our lives, and realized that, oh my God, there's a lot of things that people say that aren't true.
Yep. Somebody said Benny Johnson as well, Wigwam. Thank you. Benny Johnson, Megyn Kelly. I mean, we can go down the list.
And as a matter of fact, Jeff, you know what's funny? If you were to go down that list and put them all there and you were to take them all back to their 2015 selves, whenever Donald Trump announced that he was going to run, every single one of those people in their 2015 self mocked him, laughed at him, didn't think he could do it, didn't think he had what it took to do it, and didn't think that anybody would pick up on his messaging. So their intuition is already sus.
Yep. And so let's look at Larry Loomer. This is interesting. She was proud that CNN Caitlin Collins is now confirming my exclusive report about Dan Bongino considering resigning from the FBI over his clash with Pam Bondi. Look at how she says this. And the DOJ for her mishandling of Jeffrey Epstein files. Okay. So then let's read this again, right? Yikes. Okay. We read that to you again. And let me just read this. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration? Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files if there wasn't anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement? And why didn't they use it? Okay. And then let's look at our president. Let's listen. I mean, this is who we have to listen to, guys. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh,
I think so. I did. I spoke to him today. Dan Bongino, very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times. And he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
But he didn't said he's about ready to resign, didn't he?
Yeah. I thought he wasn't showing up for work, and there was contention, and he was like slamming. They even like made stories up about Bongino slamming the desk at Pam Bondi. Like, so they took Laura Loomer's story, and then they all started like adding to it.
Yep. And Script puts it perfectly. Trump turned the spotlight on all the influencers that we've been calling out for how many years now, since 2023? 8/8/2023, we've been calling them out, Shady Groove. The Flynn Network. All of these assholes, Shady.
Guess what, Jeff? You know what else? You want to? You know when else we said, whenever there was a bunch of numbnuts up there at the White House getting Epstein files spread out, all walking out on the porch showing it. What did we say?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Every single one of those people are in this group.
Yeah.
Not one without. You understand that? We understood this simply because we followed the Q drops with all of you.
Wow.
That's the only reason we understood this. That's the only reason that any of us were able to navigate this. And I made a post over the weekend. And I was like, none of you would know nothing about Jeffrey Epstein were it not for Donald Trump and Q. I'm so sorry to tell you. And then all these people are like, oh, yeah, no, Alex Jones was not exposing Jeffrey Epstein before Q. Alex Jones was burying that like a rock, and he would not even go near that topic whatsoever. Neither would Steve Bannon or any of these other people.
Yep. Real quick, thank you very much, Cupid's Cowgirl, 10 subscriptions. And I saw one from Rev Rob, where we go one, we go all worldwide. Thank you so much, $17 Rumble Rant. But this is it. This is the kind of crap that now the mainstream media is running on. Epstein cover-up, Civil War exposed deep fractures and dirty secrets at the heart of MAGA. So I actually wanted to just go ahead and say, unless you followed Q. But the biggest clowns in MAGA media, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, Megyn Kelly, Laura Loomer, Steve Bannon, have sounded their colossal mega horns over the escalating crisis of intelligence that was made up by a corrupt DOJ and FBI, acting like we should trust corrupt organizations to split the MAGA movement. They failed. Use discernment, guys.
It will serve you so well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like, you know,
I'm yelling today. I'm yelling at people.
I know. I'm really liking it too. I wish you would like increase the volume just a little bit. I think you're yelling, but it's not reverberating. Exactly
so let's look at this too, Shady. This is it, okay? On 6/12/2025, Donald J. Trump posted on True Social, why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more, and they created the Epstein files. 12/17/2019, post 3660, deconstruction of foreign controlled U.S. intel media. Okay. Mossad, Alex Jones, alt media, U.S. politicians, those who scream the loudest. You can find those who are screaming the loudest very easy right now, Shady. So find the connections, 1-to-1-to-1-to-1. Primary affiliate A, affiliate B, affiliate C, marching to the same beat. They're all marching to the same beat. Is it a coincidence? Logical thinking. Relevant to today regarding foreign assets, deconstruction of foreign-controlled intel, U.S. media, alt-critical, untouchable regarding state-backed. Epstein thought so. Puppets and puppet masters, Shady Groove.
Like I said, what we've been doing here is very important. What we've been doing here in American history and American politics at the MG show is very important. It's just as important as what Bill Cooper was doing in America in the late 1990s, because what he was doing was he was trying to show people that there is a way around, okay? The way around what's happening to America is through we, the people, okay? That's what Donald Trump did. He went around the problem to talk to the people that had the means and the ability to fix the problem at their level, which means your level, which means like your individual ability to talk to other people and explain to them and laugh at this stuff that people say to you about what Steve Bannon says. Or, you know, Jack Posobiec was holding up a sign that said rape Melania in 2015. That's what he was doing. Yay. You guys don't understand who these operators are. You don't understand where they come from, and you don't understand the significance of what Q was doing by exposing people like Posobiec. And that's why we were so surprised whenever Carly and all these other Q people, you know, just like started just like drinking the Bannon Kool-Aid like it was sausage. You know, like every single day, like, what are you even doing?
How do you define
like,
sausage, Shady?
Yeah, why would you even listen to this garbage and gobbledygook? Like, I was confused personally. I was
Was I?
offended. I was offended that people were like thinking that Bannon. He was called
fired by
sloppy.
Trump.
He was called sloppy point after
By
the
Trump.
election. Trump and fired. So not a good guy.
No. Benny Johnson had Roger Stone on today. Couldn't change the channel fast enough. Crashman 2015. Thank you. $10 Rumble
Trying to
rant.
head off at the
Appreciate that.
pass.
Yeah. And Crashman. And then Rev Rob gifted 5 subscriptions as well. Guys. I saw another really great compliment. Somebody came in here. I haven't seen them in a while. It was from Oklahoma. The gentleman from Oklahoma. Where is he? He said, I've been watching you guys for 7 years. And you guys are always right. I mean, we don't try to be, but, this show is attacked because we followed Q. And there must be something to it, guys. It's not like we're following, Bigfoot.
Well, I know we say that we follow Q, but honestly, aren't we following America first?
Yeah.
I feel like, so whenever a long time ago, my advocacy against the conspiracy, whenever I would talk to people, I ended up doing a lot of discussions with people about their health because I felt like the health was the easiest lead in to say, why would they put fluoride in your water? Or why would they do all these? You can actually talk to people about some of this stuff as opposed to these political theories or whatever. But, it's like right now we're finding something completely different, man. You're seeing something completely different. You're seeing what America first really means. Donald Trump is embodying it, and I'm telling you, if I saw Donald Trump making a move on the world stage that was anti-America first, I feel like I can see when Tucker Carlson's doing something that's not America first. I can see when Laura Loomer's doing something that's not America first. Why would I not be able to see Donald Trump doing something that's not America first? They want to tell you that I'm in a cult. In all reality, they're in the cult. Everybody in the cult has TDS. That's how you know they're in the cult.
Yeah. The Epstein psyop backfired, guys. And you need to realize this. Most MAGA people are still with President Trump, okay? The ones that aren't, because you're stuck in deep dream, they're making you question, okay? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. The fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But when President Trump says the deep state made up the Epstein files, that should clear it up immediately. And the guys and gals that are going after Pam Bondi, okay? I'm not going to call her Scam Blondie like the Flynn Network or Blondie like Laura Loomer, Larry, whatever his name is. I'm not doing that. I am going to stick with the facts and listen to my president, okay? Even General Flynn is still crying about the Epstein files because he wants you to be divided so he can run for president. Maybe even Tucker Carlson. These people are not who you think they are.
That's exactly right. They're opportunists, and all opportunists have this little thing. It's called narcissism. Okay, they're not genuine. Okay, well, America first person is genuine. I know so many of the people that are in this chat. Like, you would not believe the number of people that I've met that is in this chat that's still with this show. Like, genuine people, human beings, not people that are caught up in this goofy whatever Twitter thing that's out there. There's literally not a single human being that I know that's in my family that is supportive of Donald Trump that has an issue with him at all. As a matter of fact, Jeff, I was talking to a couple people, my aunt and her daughter over the week. They're like, holy crap! Like, they're confused because they're not used to winning. Okay, so you guys out here, you're used to winning a little bit. Like, you've gotten a few licks in over the years. They're not used to winning, and they're seeing a level of winning. They're like, the media, they can see it all clear as day. All of a sudden, it's like you're snapping them out of a hypnosis or handing them a potion or something.
Yeah, TiggerCon says, you guys were saying that they were giving them false sense of security. You guys seem to be changing your opinion now. Did you watch Friday's show, TiggerCon? Why don't you go watch that and then read Donald Trump's post about Epstein files? Thank you.
My opinion.
Yeah. All right. So Epstein psyop backfires. Let's go ahead and play this. It's Promethean report again, Shady Groove, and they're pretty good. Pretty much exactly what we've been saying. She sums it up, guys. I know she says that she likes that guy, Shady Groove. What's his name? That guy that could be a Flynn operator.
I'm not sure. Martin?
No. We'll get over here. Here we go.
Files. Although his personal sex crimes,
check this out.
definitely Epstein's real crimes and his real clients aren't in any FBI files. Although his personal sex crimes are. Despite the common internet idea that
Wow, isn't that what we just said? Wow.
Epstein was the blackmailer of elite politicians, royals, and corporate titans, having filmed them in sexual
Thank you, D-Sweet. Mike Benz, Shady Groove. Here we go.
Oh yeah, that
atrocities
guy.
against children, the real story is very different. He was a bagman for the modern British financial empire's intelligence operations. That is why the files everyone expects have not been produced to date, and why he was murdered, if indeed he was murdered. I'm Barbara Boyd. My friends wrote the book, Dope Incorporated, Britain's Opium War Against the United States back in the 1970s. It describes Jeffrey Epstein's world. He was an employee of the corporation which controls the international drug trade. Before I start the real story here, if you haven't already, please go to Promethean Action's website and subscribe. Become a part of our growing and super informed community. Now, this morning finds John Solomon reporting that the FBI has built a conspiracy case with the crimes against Donald Trump going back to 2016, and that a special prosecutor will be appointed concerning Jeffrey Epstein. Roll the tape, please.
Over the next 10 days, the base who's been wondering, where's all that accountability? They're going to get some big surprises over the next week concerning where the conspiracy began. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a special prosecutor named by Pam Bondi in the next week or two. You don't have to necessarily then bring the grand jury or the indictment in Washington, D.C. It allows them to go to someplace like Florida. They raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago house with false pretenses, and then you can bring the grand jury in Florida.
But the effects of Attorney General Pam Bondi's disastrous rollout of what was supposed to be the key documents involving Epstein's blackmail of powerful elite figures remains. The media play around this incident was aimed at breaking the bond between Donald Trump and his supporters and featured both Elon Musk and Stephen Bannon.
I'm going to nip it right in the bud. No, Matt Gaetz will not be named a special counsel. Okay? All right, Steve Cray, that's another psyop, and we'll cover that later.
And going outright crazy. So today I'm going to first tell you about some known but still astounding facts about Jeffrey Epstein that will show you what it will take to find the truth about this. Then I'm going to show you how Trump's British imperial enemies are using what has happened around the Epstein rollout to date to target Trump's supporters, particularly young people. Finally, I'm going to show you the real battlefield between Donald Trump and the British Empire. That's Trump's war to create a productive national economy and the productive human identity which goes with it. If Trump wins, their empire is over. So first, let's talk about how Jeffrey Epstein was simply a perverted bagman for the modern British Empire. Let's start with some quick, startling facts. I'm relying on the book, One Nation Under Blackmail by Whitney Webb, which is amply sourced and documented, and on the research of Mike Benz, who I trust. Epstein's story begins with the elite Dalton School in New York City, where even as a very young man, Epstein was hired and tracked for an intelligence career. Former Attorney General Bill Barr's father, Donald Barr, ran the school after serving in the OSS. At Dalton, Epstein taught math and physics to the children of Manhattan's elite without having any college degree. During that time, he was also spotted frequently at the mansion of the top British financier, Sir James Goldsmith. From Dalton, he went to Bear Stearns on Wall Street, specializing in what are called, quote, esoteric financial products and tax avoidance for wealthy clients, training on the job. He worked directly for Ace Greenberg, the firm's head. If you read about the 2008 financial collapse, Ace and Bear Stearns led the way with their insane derivatives bets and esoteric and worthless mortgage-backed securities fabricated in large part at their City of London office. After Bear Stearns, Epstein began working with a very dirty Saudi arms dealer, Adnan Khashoggi, who financed the Iran-Contra scandal during the Reagan administration here and was a major asset of both MI6 and the CIA. Epstein met Khashoggi through the man named as Epstein's mentor, Sir Douglas Leaset, who was a very big
I'd just like to remind everybody when we're talking about Adnan Khashoggi, if you remember the research that we've showed you about Stratfor and Alex Jones and their connections to Adnan Khashoggi and the connections to Oliver North and all of the Iran-Contra, also connected directly to Danny Casolaro and the Octopus Network, which is America's future network, which is General Flynn. But I'm sure that all that's a coincidence.
Imagine that. Wow.
Big British defense contractor and MI6 agent, then involved in trafficking arms from China to Iran. Lisey was also involved in the British arms deal for oil with the Saudis. That transaction created a black operation slush fund to finance radical Islamic terrorism. Epstein also brokered a deal to transfer ownership of the CIA's 2 airlines to companies he set up in Ohio. So you see, he is completely enmeshed at the highest levels of U.S. and British intelligence in operations these agencies will do anything to protect. These guys don't write things down and file them or send files over to the FBI and DOJ. Any knowledge that exists rests with Epstein's case officers at the CIA, at MI6, and the Mossad, and their notes and phone calls. By all accounts, Epstein's chief skill was tax avoidance and laundering illegal money through Britain's offshore island banks for foreign states and wealthy clients. The business depends on very trusting clients. Blackmailing them through sex would end that relationship. Providing sexual services with minors as a perk, on the other hand, to trusted clients is a very different matter. By 1987, Epstein was handling the billions of Leslie Wexner, the owner of the limited department stores and Victoria's Secret. Leslie Wexner's previous...
And this was all discussed by Q, guys, okay? Saying that Epstein was a puppet.
And also...
This tax-avoiding man had just...
Go ahead, Shady.
The dynamic of the relationship is that the FBI are the tools of Epstein. Everybody acts like the FBI was the ones that were like, somehow the FBI were blackmailing Epstein. No. If the FBI tried to go after Epstein, they would be stopped in their tracks by other sources of government or other entities, namely MI6 or the CIA.
Yep.
They're not. The FBI. The FBI are below Epstein, not above.
Yep. The MI6, Mossad, CIA. Who handles Iran, who handled North Korea. You should, instead of believing all the bullcrap about Q, maybe you ought to follow it with us.
Yeah. It also handles Alex Jones and Laura Loomer. But let's digress.
Wow. You mean infiltration, not invasion?
Yeah, you mean, a bunch of numb nut narratives instead of any reality or facts.
All right, here we go.
Hot in a mob hit when Epstein took over. Wexner, in turn, was a key player in a group called MAGA, composed of U.S. and Canadian Jewish billionaires funding Israel and engaging in Israeli intelligence here. Many MAGA members, like Max Fisher of Detroit and the Bronfmans of Canada, also worked with the CIA and the mob.
Who told you about the Bronfmans, Shady Grove?
That would be us in our research about who was the drug runners for the Paysor family. That would have been the Bronfmans were one of their greatest ones. Those and the Collinses, they were high up.
And they run Canada. The Bronfmans run Canada. And Bronfman was actually, that was Nexium. And guess who else worked at Nexium, Shady, with the Bronfmans?
That would be Roger Stone. And
Roger Stone. Wow.
And guess what? You don't see anybody saying release the Nexium files. You don't hear anybody saying release the Ghislaine Maxwell files. No. We don't talk. We don't say release the Bronfman files. Oh no. The place where things really are.
C. Page says Bronfman's donated to Musk. Release the Musk files. And who's the one that said Trump was in it? Okay. Elon Musk's. Oh, man. This is such a tangled web they weaved. And who put Trump in the Epstein files? James Comey, John Brennan, the DOJ that's corrupt.
Yep.
Think about it, guys.
Yep. This is all makes so much sense. And then they knew that he wouldn't be able to release it because they corrupted it.
Boom.
Epstein's other major client was Robert Maxwell, the father of Ghislaine Maxwell. He was an MI6 and Mossad agent who died mysteriously falling off of his yacht. Israel gave him a state funeral for services rendered. And then there are the British royals through Prince Andrew. whose relationships to Epstein caused a major scandal. By the time of his initial arrest for pederasty, Epstein was a full-fledged member of the Council on Foreign Relations, the British Empire's U.S. outpost, the Trilateral Commission of David Rockefeller, and a trustee of Rockefeller University. He had major advisory roles in the Clinton administration and was advising everyone from Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan Chase to Mohammed bin Salman in Saudi Arabia to Elon Musk about tax avoidance and financial opportunities in the empire's criminal offshore money havens. That background is why his first prosecutor, Alex Acosta, told the Trump transition team that he was told to go easy on him because he, quote, belonged to intelligence. Focus on the sex part of Epstein's enterprise, and you miss the forest for the trees here in terms of the crimes of the empire, like deindustrializing our country, hooking millions on dope, letting drug cartels and organized crime run rampant, and killing thousands of innocent Americans and millions of foreign citizens in endless wars. Sex trafficking, you say? What about the 300,000 missing children who came into the country under Biden and who President Trump is now trying to find and rescue?
Boom. Okay? That's your sex trafficking, child trafficking, human trafficking.
Now, Elon Musk and Steve Bannon played the empire's game all week. Much of the noise about covering up his crimes and clients comes from Elon Musk. Musk claims that Trump is compromised by the Epstein files because Trump is in them and therefore they won't be released. Steve Bannon similarly went wild about this all week for a different reason. On Friday, Bannon claimed that a DOJ cover-up about Epstein proved that Trump had been captured by the deep state. But
let her finish her sentence and go ahead.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make the
Yeti,
point.
show Shady, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we wanted to make the point about what she said right there. It's so crucial for you to see this and to understand the setup. Remember back in the whenever Elon was at the White House, whenever he was there working with Trump on a daily basis, and what Bannon was doing, attacking Elon and coming at Elon. But now the two merge, and I want you to just see this dynamic. Everybody thinks that people act like they do, like, oh well, you wake up today and you think this, then you wake up tomorrow and you think that. That's not what goes on with these operators, okay? They have an agenda and a narrative, and they seed it very, very early within the conversations and within the environment. You can't just go say something and engineer a narrative. You have to have momentum with it. You have to have other people bringing it up. So effectively, you have all of these people making all of these criticisms, including the Democrats and the left, and Flynn and all these people, and at the end of the day, with Alex Jones and all of them, they land in the same spot. That's
and I want to add.
Pay attention to.
I want to add this too. There is going to be a special prosecutor, but it's not going to be for Epstein. It's going to be for John Brennan and Comey, guys. Do you realize the timing of this Epstein bullshit was right at the time of Comey and Brennan being investigated? Come on, guys, wake up. That's the crime. And it's all connected because Mueller wanted to hide uranium-1 that we just blew up in Iran that was given to them by the Clinton Foundation and et al. Seventh floor, no more. They wanted to cover up the Epstein files, guys. Okay, that's Mueller, and Mueller wanted to impeach your president. Bigger, biggest. The bigger is not Epstein. The bigger is Comey and Brennan. Shady.
You know how we know 100% for sure as a fact that the special counsel will not have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein? I can tell you very clearly it's only going to take 2 words. You want me to tell you? He's dead.
Well, that he is. Well, no, he's not because he was wearing a mask. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
He's dead.
Here we go.
This morning, Bannon is featuring trusted reporter John Solomon. Solomon says that he's confirmed that the FBI has built a conspiracy case covering all the crimes against Trump dating back to 2016, and that a special prosecutor will be appointed to figure out the truth about Epstein. Both Bannon and Musk are in Epstein's Rolodex. Musk consulted him about taking Tesla private. Bannon has hours of interviews of Epstein, which he filmed shortly after Bannon was fired from the first Trump administration. This mysterious footage, which Bannon refuses to release, is generally characterized as an attempt to improve Epstein's image ahead of his sex crimes indictment. Donald Trump did have dealings with Epstein, but they were also not about illicit sex. When Trump found out about Epstein's perversions, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago and then cooperated with the lawyers for Epstein's victims in lawsuits against him. Anyone who has followed Trump knows that he won because of the bond between himself and the American people. Seeing what he has gone through, they trust him, but they're very angry and their trust is fragile. Those supporters have lived through the Iraq war lies, the lies about the 2008 financial collapse, the lies about Russiagate, the lies about COVID, and the lies about Joe Biden's mental competence. His young supporters have been left financially insecure and socially adrift by an elite which hates them. What might be called the Files fiasco operation was aimed at breaking that trust. Many of the people who participated in the 10-year coup against Trump are still at the CIA, the DOJ, the FBI, and the State Department as of last week, and no doubt they played a major role in the Epstein files mess. But the news this morning is that finally, many of them are being fired. If you bought into the Epstein hysteria, ask yourself if you know about the real enemies who engineered America's economic and cultural destruction and the gigantic transformation Donald Trump has undertaken, which can end the British imperial empire and their crimes once and for all. Promethean Action exists to help you identify the real enemy and join the president in defeating them. This brings us to the real battlefront. President Trump's drive to...
This is the real war, which she's going to talk about, which we talk about. I mean, she's so spot on, and we're in lockstep with this beautiful lady with the Promethean Action, Shady. Crazy.
Yeah, and we are in lockstep. And I just like to one thing that before she moves into that.
We don't have a lot of time.
I know. Well, that didn't take less time. Whenever you talk about trust, okay, you're talking about, I saw that. When you talk about trust Bill Barr, trust Ray, all these different things, I want you to see something now. I want you to see Laura Loomer and everything that she's doing with Ivan Ranklin and all these people as their little quote unquote pressure campaign. Then I want you to see Q as a pressure campaign, okay? You know, Q and Trump knew that Bill Barr weren't going to do these things, but they also knew that these were the right things that had to be done. So they insert a pressure campaign into the consciousness of humanity that inversely puts it right back on Bill Barr and company, where they get nervous and start walking around a little bit lighter than they were the day before. That's the way that the dynamic was working to undermine what these people were going to do anyway.
Yep, here we go.
Revive a self-sufficient, sovereign, and prospering U.S. economy and end the wars which defeat economic development. For the first time in 50 years, Trump is promising a full-set, self-sufficient, productive economy capable of supporting a family on one income and an end to the forever wars. His goal has wage earners able to buy a house, a car, and live the prosperous life of a family from earlier times. With this change comes the wonderful identity of a producer, a builder, not a wage slave, and a gig economy where you are entertained into political passivity with drugs.
So I just banned somebody, Shady, because they said that Bannon never said anything, blah, 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 Bannon's good, and then said that Pam Bondi has ties to Scientology. You are psyoped. Get off my channel. Ready?
Yep. We don't allow psyopable people here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Get out.
On rage-producing scandals and staged political circuses and similar mind-deadening devices. Trump is tossing out the entire British free trade system, which became dominant here again in August of 1971. That's when Richard Nixon destroyed the stable Bretton Woods credit system and replaced it with a British-authored economic scheme, the so-called post-industrial economy. The modern British financial empire, misnamed the deep state by many, knew Trump would do this. That's why they launched Russiagate, centered on the fabricated claim that Trump was being sexually blackmailed by Putin. Sexual blackmail scandals, real or fabricated, is, after all, a British intelligence specialty. That's why their House of Lords admitted explicitly in 2019 that the empire could box Trump in for one term, but not two. So don't be misled by their narratives, their headlines, or your own pessimism and fear. You have to find the courage to qualify yourself to fight this war at the highest levels of intelligence and statecraft. That's what President Trump is doing in a manner not seen in modern times, and he is winning. He is relentlessly focused on building a prosperous future here while completely bending our international relationships to favor economic cooperation between sovereign nation states and peace. In the next 2 weeks, Susan Kokinen and I will be pioneering.
Right, so they're announcing their podcast that they're coming up. But I'd like to get these guys on our show and help them because we're in lockstep with what they're saying. Nobody is talking to you about the economy. This economy is eliminating the British rule, the British kingdom ownership over you plebes. It's getting rid of the Babylonian money system. It is handing the government back to you, the people. Most people don't understand economics, okay? We're here to help you. But it's economics. Those strings are cut once the economy is back in the hands of we, the people, and America, and we're making money again, like we already are. And it's only going to get better. This is what it's about, guys. This is how you cut the string. This is the redemption that will be of our success, Shady.
Retribution.
That too.
The retribution, yes. Epstein. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Now, do you understand that? Do you understand what we've been experiencing? Epstein is exactly like eggs. You get it? Eggs and Epstein. Same exact thing. What you're seeing, what she described there to you was perfectly said, and everybody has to understand that everything in your life is based on credibility. Everything in your life is based on credibility. Every decision that you make in your daily life is based on credibility and what you can and cannot trust, okay? All of these narratives are a mind virus. That's what they are. They're made to infect your brain. They're made to get in there, and then you start asking yourself questions. The next thing you know, you're like turned around in a house of mirrors. This has been going on as long as time itself. We used to be able to navigate this as adults because we were taught how to read and write and do all these things with math and be sufficient and entrepreneurial. Those things went away from society. Those things are what Trump is bringing back.
So, Shady, did you know that Epstein had an egg-shaped pee-pee?
Oh no, I didn't.
He
left his deposition because he had an egg-shaped pee-pee.
Yep, I actually do remember that, but I'm really disturbed that you brought that up.
That's why they do the egg test at the Diddy parties. Hey, we'll be right back after these beautiful messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
Q-Waken is a streetwear brand and a community-driven project blending fashion, art, and digital assets. Built on the XRP ledger, it offers phygital products. Physical items like hoodies tied to NFTs, non-fungible tokens that grant rewards in QWK tokens. Our QWK token powers our d-commerce ecosystem, rewarding you for engaging, holding, and shopping in a decentralized way. Aiming to revolutionize streetwear with a focus on sustainability and community values, Q-Waken was founded in late 2021, and it's tied to the Great Awakening theme, promoting free thought and truth-seeking. Join us at qwaken.club and become active part of the Golden Age.
It's a brand new world from the last to the first to the liar, the honest. This is war. Oh, to the leader, the pariah, the victor, the messiah. This is war. It's the moment of truth and the moment to lie, and the moment to live and the moment to die, the moment to fight, the moment to fight, to fight, to fight, to fight. To the right, to the left, we will fight to the death, to the edge of the earth. It's a brand new world from the last to the first. To the right, to the left, we will fight to the death, to the edge of the earth. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new world. I do believe in the light. Raise your hands into the sky. The fight is done. War is won. Lift your hands toward the sun. Toward the sun. Toward the sun. Toward the sun. The war is won. To the right, to the left, we will fight to the death, to the edge of the earth. It's a brand new world from the last to the first. To the right, to the left, we will fight to the death, to the edge of the earth. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new world. It's a brand new world. A brave new world. The war is won. The war is won. A brave new world.
I stand with Donald J. Trump, Shady Grove. 30 Seconds to Mars. This is war. C-Page put this together. And apparently, if you say, I stand with Trump, they freak out on you on Twitter. But not in the real world, guys, because you are winning every day. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. And we're also celebrating, well, 1 year we could have lost our president, Shady Grove, and we're so glad to have him here today.
Thank you guys, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And Jeff, you said something very, very crucial. They're very key, very, very specific. Stand up. A year ago, he stood up. In a way that none of us were ready to take on. Seeing him standing there, I know my personal reaction to that. Jeff was right there to see my personal reaction to that, and that was not my one of my better moments. And I'm going to be quite honest with you, to see the emotional outburst that I had whenever I saw blood on his hand from taking a shot to the ear, and he said, "No, you're not. No, you're not dragging me off the stage like a coward. That would mean they won. That would mean that they put me in submission. No, that symbology is FUBAR. We're standing up. Let me up. Let me stand up. Is that not what's inside you?
Yeah.
Is that inside you? Let me stand up. Are you tired of being pushed down? Are you tired of being oppressed? Are you tired of being told you're less than? Are you tired of being told that somehow these British royals are more important than you? Are you tired of watching the Fox News BS like aggrandize these people and act like that they have some sort of Republican values or connected to your way of life or what it is that you want? Why did you stand up? Why are you here? Why are you a Red Castle supporter? What are you doing? If you're not doing exactly what Donald Trump did, would you do it in that situation? Bet you would. I bet you all of you would. You know why? Because you got actual courage. You developed courage through your discernment. A lot of people don't realize that one of the things that occurs inadvertently because of discernment is courage. You start to see, you start to have a little bit of it, and then you start to display it. And the next thing you know, you end up with a whole country full of people with courage. Well, to authority, tyranny, and to a king, having a country full of people with that is no bueno. Not good. You got to do something about it. They spent 100 years trying to do something about it, and not one person in 100 years was able to ascend to the presidency that could do something about it. Every single one of them were puppets. Like Epstein was a puppet. Donald Trump is not a puppet. He is standing up for you, and he has done something so magnanimous to you. And every single one of these voices that degrade him and degrade his voice and degrade what he does and acts like I'm in a cult because I'm overlooking numbnut, absolute ridiculous narratives. Guys, you've won in a way that you could never believe you won. And whenever Q's told you that it was going to be biblical, that meant the end of the biblical tyranny that has lorded over you and your ancestors for your entire existence. Right. We're at a moment where we can do something about it. And what we do about it is not Epstein. What we do about it is we give real people real economic freedom so that your abundance bleeds over into your next generation. So you find yourself in the precarious situation of being wealthy when you're dead so that people can carry on your legacy. That's what America is supposed to be about, Jeff. God bless you. God bless each and every one of you, sir. Thank you for being a voice of reason. Thank you for holding space during this time of absolute chicanery of coming down on us in this show and acting like we're doing something wrong and we're somehow not allowed to participate in the conversation, my friend, because that's what they tried to tell us. They tried to tell us that we were not welcome and that we were not allowed to participate. And now you can see why, because they knew that we were strong voices for Trump and they knew that we couldn't be compromised and that wouldn't look good once this moment got here.
That's right. And by the way, what did Donald Trump say when he stood up, Shady Groove?
Fight, fight, fight.
Where we go, one we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
You have a president who will fight, fight, fight for America. Fight, fight, fight. I will, I promise.
I'm sure that's just a coincidence.
Very good. God bless you.
Sure, that's just a coincidence, right? I mean, that's in our title every day, Shady.
Yep.
Since we started.
Literally, since the first broadcast.
And I want to just bring this up because it is worth remembering. This is a thread that I did. Remember, we did this over post 4014 from top to bottom. I came across something and shared it with Shady and Poussin and others, and you're not going to believe what we found. How do you harm opponents' accomplishments regarding economy and unemployment, comma, ... How do you accomplish all of the above? Look what happened, guys. This is what happened. Change of batter coming, okay? That's what happened. Change of batter. Why are they pushing to back a convention? Why are a group of House Democrats pushed to delay Biden's nomination? Okay? COVID-19 concerns. Biden just got COVID. What are the latest coronavirus guidelines? Change of batter coming. Obama, Pelosi, and other Democrats make a fresh push for Biden to reconsider 2024 race. Okay, this is all a Q post. Kamala or Hillary? I called it before, Shady, and it was Kamala. Okay, and she was saved from officially announcing. Why was she reserved for last minute change? 5 reasons Kamala Harris is probably in if Biden drops out, and then Hillary Clinton is a risky Biden 2024 surrogate. So it became Harris. Okay, how do you attempt to sneak one in? How do you attempt to ensure victory? Adopt national vote by mail. Republicans, Democrats continue to differ sharply on voting by mail. How do you convince Americans that it was legitimate? Release fake polls. Here's Kamala, fake polls, guys. And then here's the part right here. What could fit and what could fit in these dots, Shady Grove? You know what could fit in these dots? Trump assassination. Okay. It's a 19-dot placeholder. Trump assassination, 19 characters. How do you accomplish all of the above? Trump assassination. Okay. What Secret Service, FBI told Congress about attempted Trump assassination? Okay. How do you extend the trade negotiations deadline with China? Trump assassination. How do you limit test constitutional rights of people, turning the 14th Amendment analysis in the court ruled that stay-at-home orders violate substantive due process? You know, this is an amazing thread, Shady Groove, and I hope you guys read it. And I just wanted to bring it back because, Shady, we actually have new news about the GAO report. Oh, real quick, let me just play this for everyone, Shady. Here, you ready?
Yep.
Could you please give us your name? Jeffrey Epstein.
Eggs?
Is it true, sir, that
Eggs, Shady?
you have what's been described as an egg-shaped penis?
Form, vague, indefinite, and I'm going to give you the first warning, Mr. Kubin, that these types of questions are not only argumentative, but directed in a manner to embarrass Mr. Epstein. If you continue with this type of question, I will adjourn the deposition immediately.
Sir, according to the police department's probable cause affidavit, one witness described your penis as oval-shaped and claimed when erect it was thick towards the bottom, but was thin and small towards the head portion, and called it egg-shaped. Those are not my words, I apologize. But as Mr.
Now adjourned.
As Mr. Critton has stated, that this is a...
All right, so there you go. Okay. Eggs. All right, and by the way, if you guys want that thread, this one right here, please, review it. It's like, this was a huge thread, guys, and this is a Q proof, guys. This is a Q proof, sadly, and everything happened in this Q proof. Okay, and I think it was a good time to, worth remembering, Shady Groove.
Well, it just so happens that the people that were sitting there on air live with Alex Jones talking about somebody that was 10x better whenever Donald Trump was assassinated, and then his leader didn't actually endorse Donald Trump until 10 days before the assassination attempt.
So let's go into this.
Calling for it is just happens to be convenient that they disagree with him now on some really non-issue.
Jumping ahead.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Counseling? Counselor?
So shiny.
Mikey told me to.
Counselor. All right, so shocking GAO report released by Chuck Grassley. Secret Service knew of a threat to Trump's life 10 days, darkness, before the Butler rally, but failed to share the intel with on-the-ground teams or locals. Unprepared security led to the assassination attempt. We need fixes now, and oversight matters. Okay, guys? So this is it, 10 days before, guys, okay? And then this is Senator Grassley's original, post right here. And then this is interesting to note. General Flynn endorses President Trump on 7/3/2024, just 10 days before the attempted assassination, Shady.
That seems like I jumped ahead.
Yeah, it does. And then I'm sure 10 isn't a number that we should remember.
Thank you, General. This is... Let me tell you, this guy, he's the real deal. He's a real general. And I told him, I offered him about 10 jobs. I think he's doing so well he doesn't need them. But I said, anytime you want to come in, you know that, Mike, okay? And just take care of yourself. Good luck, everybody. Have a good time. Thank you.
10 jobs, 10 days.
Come on in anytime.
Come on in.
Except I don't answer your call ever.
Yeah. So that is a woe, right? C-Page, was President Trump telling us something? Now, Shady, maybe we should go back and get the assassination attempt, where Ivan Ranklin was on Alex Jones saying that the better person was Flynn for the job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is where we're at, guys. And we're still following them, and I'm the bad guy because I don't think that's true. They wanted you to think that Trump was going to pick Flynn as VP. And then Flynn's camp put a VP thing in, and Trump's cabinet or people said it was fraud. Guys, you are supporting a fraud named General Flynn, okay? How much clearer can I get to the people that are following General Flynn? You are following a fraud.
Can I read this post from him? I want to read this post for Ivan real quick while you're grabbing that. wherever you're headed.
Yep, show it. Oh, you got it there. Okay.
I just have it on my phone, but just because I want to read, I don't want you to have to look at it. I just want you to hear audibly what he's saying here and see if do you align with any of this. Scam Blondie also gets an F for leaving at real Tina Peters to rot in a Colorado prison without lifting a single molecule. So pathetic, except for the idea that Pam Blondie has no jurisdiction over that case. It's a state case and a state conviction. I have zero confidence in her competence, her courage, communication skills, and ability to read the American room. Read the room. Oh, weird. You brought that one in there. That is demanding justice, not these slow-walking, limited hangout half measures to protect her lobbyist friends, which absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. And the donor class that built the incestuous generational rot in our institutions. The donor class, what? What donor class? The donor class that didn't exist, that gave Kamala Harris all her money, and Donald Trump didn't have any of it. That donor class, we know that they're a bunch of idiots. After 6 months, what does she have to show for it other than Fox News hits? Well, we have a huge, massive list of the border has 0 crossings, not to mention all of the arrests that have happened. There has been thousands and thousands of arrests, including 360 at a pot farm last week, firing people 6 months after they caused as much internal subversion as possible, deletion of records. Don't even know what you're talking about. How about you do some easy things, Pam? Suspend clearances, already been done. Put in unpaid status, whatever that means. Detain and investigate everyone from the DOJ involved in Crossfire Hurricane, Mueller team, J6 undercovers, J6 prosecutors, Jack Smith team, and everyone else on the deep state target list. He's trying to make it like this is his process. This has nothing to do with Flynn or Raiklan or any of these people over there whatsoever. But their criticisms should be falling on deaf ears because people should be able to see through it with their discernment.
Yep. And I believe this before the assassination attempt, Shady? It was, wasn't it?
This was 2 months before the assassination attempt in Butler.
This is a message directly to every single person on the deep state target.
I got it at 2/23/2024.
So that would be 4 or 5. Well, that's 5 months then, isn't it? That's 5 months.
List. My assessment, Ivan Raiklin's assessment, that if you assassinate any political presidential candidate, whether it's RFK, whether it's Trump, guess what? America will do the following immediately. They will respond in kind, and they know who you are because we've created the list. So if you
and that's a major Rubicon, they should know that
immediately. You're going to see immediate response, and there are only a few buildings in Washington D.C. that they will probably do that.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but these people are crazy.
And having said that,
you're crazy.
If they do that, option 2 behind Trump is going to be so much better for us and so much worse.
Well, I was about to say, if they kill him, that's best case scenario from a sick level. From a sick level beating him, oh, please kill him, which but it's so good after that.
Oh, it's going to be the best cleansing and the fastest cleansing that we've ever seen in my life.
Like it's happened. Like you hear that? It's gonna be the best cleansing. I mean, listen to his choice of words. Not like it would be. It's gonna be.
This cleansing that we've ever seen in my lifetime. I assess with almost certainty, with the highest level of confidence, that if they assassinate Trump, it is so game over for them. And it's going to be so fast. Who then takes the reign if they do that to Trump?
I don't know.
You do know.
Who? Tucker Carlson?
Let me think about it. Who's in the best position to completely castrate the deep state and crush the commies? That has the understanding of the national security order to go ahead
Elon Musk.
Just clean house. He can't be president.
Elon Musk.
He's going to be vital.
He's basically already the president.
No, he's going to be vital in the conversation. I just think that General Flynn becomes the inevitable leader.
Oh, General Flynn, obviously. Yeah.
It's inevitable if they do that.
Yeah.
So think about it.
I couldn't think about it.
Trump's probably going to be better for them.
Oh.
Because if General Flynn, I mean, think about it. The people that General Flynn would bring into the administration.
The globalists are all going to prison.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
I'd like for you to show my screen real quick, Getty. This was posted by Ivan. The warpath to retribution is inevitable. If nothing happens by May 31st, things will get a bit uncertain. Hoping that my audience is seeing life for what it really is, guys. This is a direct quote from him. This is what they are doing. This is the reason that they are activated. It isn't about Epstein. It's just about whatever it is they feel like they can generate a pressure campaign with. End of story, full stop.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy because remember, Shady, we had the video in Q Post 1366 where Alex Jones spilled the beans about General Flynn.
Yep. And the whole thing, really.
And the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. He tells you
That
everything.
is your infiltrators. These are your infiltrators. These people are backed by foreign intelligence agencies. Yes, Mossad, MI6, rogue elements in the CIA. That's who these people are. Mm-hmm. Flynn was fired by Trump. Bannon was fired by Trump. You think they're happy about that? I'm no giant fan of President Trump, Shady.
That's what General Flynn says. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we're trying to paint a perfect picture for people to see exactly what it is. You have to believe what you see. Okay? If you can't trust yourself to believe what it is that you're seeing, then the psyop is working on you. You haven't gained enough discernment yet. Okay? Yeah. All of us have been working so hard. I mean, like I said, if you're still here with this show, your level of discernment is like 10x anybody else out there in the political atmosphere, because you've had to wade through so much garbage to see that everything around us is just noise. There is no signal.
Yeah. So let's check in real quick, Shady Groove, on the weekend thing where Carly Bonet was at. They were all clamoring how awesome or how we need to release the Epstein files, and Trump's compromised. Steve Bannon sitting up there on his little pedestal, along with Charlie Kirk, Jack Posobiec, and all those other bullshit people. Let's just watch. Donnie O'Sullivan went. Check it out. You think they're working together? Here we go. And I put up President Trump's post so you can see it.
And this is the first topic that all of us as Americans, not as Democrats, not as liberals, not as Republicans, are actually lining together and saying we all want the Epstein files. And I said, come on, Donald, give us those files.
We are here at the Turning Point USA Summit in Tampa, Florida. It is a big gathering of Trump supporters. And one thing everybody seems to be talking about here this weekend, Jeffrey Epstein.
We need to get to the bottom of Epstein, because Epstein is the key that picks the lock.
Let me just ask you, make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
This is Turning Point USA's Student Action Summit. It's an event aimed at mobilizing young conservatives. Ultimately, I mean, how bad do you think it would be for the MAGA movement, for young people's trust in Trump, if by the end of his term they don't release everything they know about Epstein?
Well, I think that if they don't release the Epstein files, whatever J.D. Vance says then is irrelevant, because it's like everybody's going to take it as like a lie because of what Donald Trump did. But I think J.D. Vance wants these files released as well. And I think that Donald Trump, he promised them, so he needs to do it. No matter who's on them, we need to release the Epstein files.
Because right now the whole debate's about Bongino versus Bondi, but ultimately it's Trump's decision, right? I mean, he has the power.
It's Trump's decision. It's Trump's decision. I think again, and I'm not going to make the decision for the president. It's not my job. It's not my place. But I do think the way that I'm seeing it played out is that Bongino will be here and Pam Bondi will be the fall guy.
You think that's fair?
I don't think anything's fair in politics.
Do you think you fell for a psychological operation?
No. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
They think you're stupid, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they are literally that maniacal,
and they are, and we're seeing it. You guys are seeing it now,
because all those people. What's going to end up happening is all those people are going to try to turn that audience of young people towards someone that's closer to an establishment candidate in 2028. Unfortunately for them, Trump's going to beat them again.
So he said this, Shady Groove. He said Trump promised the American people that he was going to release the Epstein files. Let's see if we notice that on his 20 promises to the American people. You ready?
Okay, let's see if we can find it. We're going to spot the promise to release the Epstein files. Go.
Or are we? 1, seal the border and stop migrant invasion.
Okay, I didn't see it there.
2, second promise, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. And is that happening?
Yes, that it is happening, and no, I didn't see Epstein.
So number 1 and number 2, promises are being kept. Promises made, promises kept. The third one is end inflation and make America affordable again.
Oh, wow.
It's in process. Yeah.
2.5%, sir. I can report that your inflation rate is now 2.5%, down from 6.5% to 8% whenever Donald Trump took office.
Yeah, Script says he spoke about it on the interviews, but not promised to help the economy. Okay. Okay. He also spoke about these 20 promises on the interview this weekend. 4, make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far.
Well, that's working on. We're not there yet, but that is in progress because of all of the leases that are being granted on federal lands.
And by the way, Script, he spoke about it in interviews, but not a promise to help the economy. Okay. So you did get the Epstein file release. Because there was none, and it was made up by Comey and Brennan. I mean, this is why when we get information, we have to, check it out, right?
We move like water.
5, stop outsourcing and turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower. That's in process right now, isn't it?
It is in process. We can't say we're there, but we can definitely say we're in process.
6, large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips.
That was in the big, beautiful bill. So I would have to say that's... no, I didn't see Epstein there.
No, there's no Epstein either. 7, defend our Constitution from the Bill of Rights and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms.
That is definitely being upheld.
8, prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and in the Middle East, and build a great Iron Dome missile defense shield over our entire country, all made in America.
Hang on a second. Let me look out the window. Yep, I can report no World War III.
Okay, good. 9, end the weaponization of government against the American people.
Well, I haven't seen Pam Bondi go after like anybody that's saying things that she don't like them saying.
10, stop the migrant crime epidemic, demolish the foreign drug cartels, crush gang violence, and lock up violent offenders.
That is definitely happening. 360 people picked up off a pot farm in California last week.
Including children.
Including unaccompanied children that didn't have a parent or a guardian with them. Slave labor.
Rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. That's 11. 12 is strengthen and modernize our military, making it, without question, the strongest and most powerful in the world. 13, keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Anything there yet, Shady?
No, sir, you did not.
14. 14. Fight for and protect Social Security and Medicare with no cuts, including no changes to the retirement age. 15, Elon's favorite, cancel the electric vehicle mandate and cut costly and burdensome regulations. 16, cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, radical gender ideology, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. Is that happening?
That is happening. That is happening at the behest of Pam Bondi, as a matter of fact, in California, Minneapolis, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Oregon and Washington have all been challenged on the front of a number of those issues right there already.
17, keep men out of women's sports.
That as well. That goes along with 16 as far as action out here on the West Coast.
18, deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. Now, this will probably be used against the guy that's trying to run for mayor.
Yeah, and
Let's see what happens.
I've noticed that no libraries on campuses have been occupied by nutty Palestinians in the last 3-4 months.
We had one try to shoot people yesterday, though.
Yeah, we did do that.
19, secure our elections, including same-day voting, voter identification, paper ballots, and proof of citizenship. Just like the Democrats don't want that here, but they want to pay for it in Venezuela, Shady. And Haiti.
Yeah, you got to have a better system there so that you can say America sucks.
But Shady Pam's not doing a good job.
Okay. Thank you, Mikey Mariano, for that comment.
Thank you.
Secure our elections, including same. Okay, we did that one. Unite our country and bring it to new and record levels of success. And there you have it. Those were his campaign promises. Okay. Agenda 47. That's what you look at. Okay. And on interviews, if he said, let's release the files, but then he found the files were corrupted and written by Comey and Brennan and all the asshats that are going to be under investigation for Russia, the 51 intelligence agencies, the whole psyop, bottom to top. So, they had CNN at their event, Shady Groove, at Turning Point, okay, where everybody's now mind melded on Epstein, and now they're really, that young man said, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Trump anymore. That's basically what he said, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that helping your president?
They don't understand what they're saying, number one. Number two, about 6 different things that are on your list there that have not occurred yet are going to affect that young man in a way that he has no idea. See, what that young man is going to experience that you and I didn't experience is he's going to live a life where whatever he earns by being productive will make his way. See, we didn't have that. We didn't have that grace. We didn't have that opportunity. We were put into a shredding machine of taxation where every single penny that you earned was taxed by the government, and then they brought in millions of illegal people to compete with me in my field. Like people that would work for $4 an hour as I'm trying to make 20. People that could do what I wouldn't do for 20, they do for 4.
Yeah.
That's the problem in the situation, and that's what that young man right there is going to have a plate full as he pretends to care about Epstein.
Gabby says they dumped the files on Bondi to waste her time, resources, and manpower. Yes, Gabby, that's exactly what I gathered from President Trump's truth. All right, so let's read this one, because I think we have a Q proof here, Shady Group. Those pesky little Q proofs.
Yeah, there's a number of them that happen. They just keep jumping out of the box. Like
let me read the Q post first. Some believe the protection of agency is what matters most. Some believe the declassification, public exposure of truth, and rebuilding of agency is what matters most. Apply the same to the FBI. Apply the same to the state. ... Any attempt to buck the system, no matter severity of crime, and they will fight back. Self-preservation, shadow game, prevent public exposure of truth. Why? People united have the power. And I'll read the rest of that post, but let's go ahead and show you the proof. This is DNI Tulsi Gabbard at Turning Point. Check it out.
You think the campaign was hard? You think what President Trump went through was hard? And it was. The road ahead will not be easy. I can attest personally that in my work as the Director of National Intelligence, the deep state is fighting us every step of the way. And it exists within every single federal agency. And so I feel the same frustration that I see many of you expressing on X or in different platforms about why aren't things going faster? Why aren't we getting results more quickly? I feel this frustration every single day. We are pushing hard. Know that they are pushing hard back.
Yeah.
Think the campaign.
You think that? So look at that. Any attempt to buck the system, no matter severity of crime, they will fight back. Self-preservation. It all kind of makes sense now. So let's read the rest of that post, Shady. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed or for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered, yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph.
Every single thing that you read on that 20 bullet point Agenda 47 list is either accomplished, or in process.
Yep.
And we have to be able to look. You have to, whenever Trump said our success is going to be our retribution, you have to train yourself to find the success. The media is not going to tell you where the success is. Megyn Kelly's not going to tell you where the success is. Tucker Carlson's not going to tell you where the success is. Neither will Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, or Candace Owens. Okay, but Shady will. Shady will tell you exactly where the success. Well, where's the success, Shady? Let me tell you where the success is. The success is in the housing market. What's happening in the housing market? In the last 6 months, the cost of houses has only increased 1.3%. That's been going up 2.5% to 5% every 6 months for a decade. Only went up 1.3% in the first 6 months of this year. What does that mean? There's 1 million houses currently available to purchase in America. That's a number that hasn't been around since like before the pandemic, not even anywhere close. Why does availability matter? Because whenever there's availability, then prices start to come down. Why does prices matter? Because whenever the prices are adjusted specifically, then interest rates have to come down. Why isn't Jerome Powell lowering the interest rates so more people could become homeowners? Because he's currently exposing a system to the public that Donald Trump is going to wring out like a sponge right in front of you and fix the Fed with a couple of signatures coming up really, really soon. I am seeing amazing prosperity bubbling up in multiple different markets, not just housing, but also employment.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's crazy. So, Shady, let's get this done real quick. You ready?
I was talking to myself there.
I know, because I wasn't paying attention. All right, because I'm trying to figure out if we have an ad. And we do. And here we go.
All right.
This one is very important, this sponsorship. And it's incredibly important to the survival of Rumble, the company, and me, the show, rumble.com/MG show. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built this platform for the small creator. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated everybody equally. No one thought that platforms would censor political conversation or options or opinions and stuff on COVID, but Facebook did, didn't you, Facebook? Hi, Facebook. But they did. Facebook admitted they fell to the pressure of the Biden and Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line and they're attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you, and they are attacked in the corporate media. They're attacked in governments like France. And they're attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate media, corporate America is fighting to remove your free speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching the MG show right here on Rumble is the most that they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight and you have the means, one major way you can join Rumble Premium. And that's huge. It's huge for us too. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off right now with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium. Use that promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we're just happy that you watch us right here on Rumble.
I'm so appreciative that you are participating in the Rumble Premium program, because we have been now contacted and actually congratulated and appreciated for the amount of people that have picked up the Rumble Premium subscription for this channel. And it is furthering our conversation, by the way. I'm getting some really good feedback from our, I think it was a person that was last week, maybe the week before, and picked up the Rumble Premium and had went back to the first broadcast on the Premium and gotten caught up, and was mentioning the binge watching of the Rumble Premium, Jeff, and it was a bit overwhelming, but they were like a lot more informed now than they were then.
It's a lot. It
It's
is.
a
And
lot.
we're talking about Pandora's box and the Pacers, the bloodline, how your country was actually formed, and how everything was taken away from you with the banking system. The very same thing that Donald J. Trump is fighting for and against. The real enemy. That's the Epstein files isn't the real enemy. The governmental control with the bloodlines are the enemy, the globalists, whatever you want to call them, Shady.
It's the Babylonian money system wielded by the British Empire, like Promethean Action was explaining to you. I want to make it even simpler for everybody, Jeff. Can I make it
Don't
really?
yell at me.
Okay, I'm gonna yell at the audience and not Jeff.
Okay,
I'm gonna make it really, really simple for you. Do you guys remember the movie "It's a Wonderful Life"?
Oh, I love that movie.
Isn't that a great movie? So This is the dynamic. Donald Trump is Jimmy Stewart.
Hello, movie house.
Get it?
Yeah.
Mr. Potter is the globalist.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dynamic you're looking at. The globalists like Mr. Potter are trying to trick you into thinking that Jimmy Stewart is the globalist. But he's the guy that's trying to give the person a loan just so that they can rent a house or so they can have a house. But the Potter, no, he wants to own their house and he wants them paying rent. You see, this is the difference between Donald Trump and the globalist. The globalist wants you paying rent. Donald Trump wants you to own a house.
Imagine that. And what about Zuzu's pedals?
I'm going to be taking the rest of the broadcast off, ladies and gentlemen. Zuzu's pedals.
Every time a bell rings, every time you steal a meme and Anon gets their wings.
See, now people are going to realize this is all scripted.
Scripted? He's in here, script keeper. He said, get it, Shady.
I did.
Oh my gosh. So we got all that going on right here. Wow. Just amazing what's going on right here on the MG show. Look, we're just trying to follow Donald J. Trump. This is a Trump movement. This is a nobody else but Trump movement. Okay. And a lot of these big influencers have just been called out by your president, President Donald J. Trump, Shady. And it's glorious. And I'm taking my victory lap.
I was going to say, only put a 17 in the chat if you're taking the victory lap with MG show today.
Let's go.
All right. Otherwise, you cannot put a 17 in there.
I just put one in. I'm victory lapping.
The MG show is already with us.
Yeah. Are you victory lapping?
Here we go.
Look at them. Let's see how.
There. Whoop.
Look at them. Here they go. Scripted Anon wings. Can't make this up. Look at all those 17, Shady Groove. Again, we are here just to make the sense out of all the noise. And, this Deep Dream Twitter thing, get your head out of it, okay? Because, these psychological operations aren't in your real life. Real Trump supporters aren't all up in arms like they're saying. They're trying to get you all up in arms. So you, as another influencer that has many followers, will turn on Trump too. Mm-hmm. It's what they want, okay? You're playing right into their hands. Right into the globalists' hands, right into the Satanists' hands, right into the people that want to screw you's hands, Shady Groove.
You mean like Sloppy Steve? Oh, you mean like the guy that says he wants to eat his neighbor and he wish he'd never met Trump? Oh, you mean like the guy that says he's not a giant fan of Donald Trump? Oh, you mean like the guy that Donald Trump fired on 8/8/2015?
Yeah.
That group.
And the guy that is everything is AI, degenerative AI, Stone.
The guy that was fired on 8/8/2015.
Yes.
Yes.
And Bannon was fired. Flynn was fired. All these people are fired. Why are we looking up to him as Trump influence? If you were fired, Shady Groove, would you be that guy's fan?
No, I'd be mad. Yeah, if you
In
fired
fact,
me,
if you
fired me, I'd no longer watch your show.
You're fired. If you go back and look at when Steve Bannon was fired, he turned the whole plate. He was throwing tables. He was mad, guys. He was not a happy camper. And isn't it funny when we said, "Hey, we'd like to meet him," he wouldn't even come look at us, guys.
Oh yeah, we were in a booth right beside him at the Cyber Symposium. We wanted to talk to him. He didn't want to have anything in the world. He wouldn't even say hello to the MG show. And this was like late 2021. We were already making noise. Yes, he was throwing tables and stuff whenever he got fired. And as a matter of fact, after Steve Bannon got fired from the first Trump administration, the amount of leaks that were happening decreased by like 2/3.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing, Shady. Wow. All right, so real quick, I want to go over one more here, Shady Groove. This could become one of them pesky little proofs, Shady Groove, because the broadcast bias networks downplay violent attacks on ICE to push immigration agenda, despite public support, huge support for deportations. The networks prioritize protester outrage over attacks on officers. Okay, this is the post. And we had a shooting too, and I posted this last night, Shady. And I woke up to a shooting. Okay, I posted this at what time did I post it, Shady? I posted it at 11:44 a.m. July 3rd, yesterday afternoon, morning. Who do you think is leaking the info? Take a wild guess. Analyze, shooter, pawn, voices in head. We know. We are taking action behind the scenes. CNN was set up stupid. Q. Libel laws, end of MSM. So now we have ICE agents actually getting shot at by these protesters, Shady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wasn't that a crazy video? Did you see that video? He was like the guy's just like running in a crowd, and he's like got the gun, and he's like sticking it behind his head, just firing it. It's amazing how these people that are like on the left and are anti-gun, it's amazing how quickly they pivot to like wanting to shoot people.
Yeah. And let's listen to President Trump of what he's talking about. Listen to this and think about not just the, primetime news. Think about the influencer news too. Check this out.
I have learned so much about the news. I so admire honest reporting. There's not that much of it, though. We really don't have that much. And I think to make America great again, you need we have to get a bigger percentage than we have. And nobody understands why. Why would somebody make up stories to make Biden look good when the man was grossly incompetent? What good does it do? I mean, other than lose credibility, they're down at the lowest number for credibility that they've ever had. They're way below Congress, which is very interesting. I have learned.
Wow. So, and then apply that to your influencers, making up, Bongino was going to retire or quit. You got Bondi hiring Matt Gaetz as a special prosecutor. He was summoned to D.C. is what the narrative was. And then Matt Gaetz himself says, I was not summoned to D.C. by President Trump. Okay. All of these fake BS stories. We've got to stop it. If you really do, I'm starting to think you don't, people out there, some of these big influencers. I don't think you really do support Trump anymore, Shady. I really don't. And that's sad to say.
I honestly don't know if they ever did. I just made a comment just a minute ago to Fango trying to act like, he's MAGA. Like, these people were never MAGA. Okay. And these people have no desire to actually get to the bottom of anything, because more than likely the bottom of whatever it is would expose their damn corruption on both sides of the aisle. It's not really, it's not on the Democrat side. It's not on the Republican side. It's on both sides. One thing I think that
ask DeFango how Tanya Biss is doing.
Yeah, I know, right? One thing I think would top off the show good, though, is the post that I saw that you made this morning, which people really need to see again, about the percentage. I don't think we covered that yet. Maybe, I don't think we, but the percentage of what Q explained to you, this whole operation was going to be, and how exactly that this was brain surgery, not nuclear annihilation.
Yeah. So we are the news now, handle with care. That's right, Apples. That's what we're trying to do. And let's see what Q said about publicly disclosing things. Okay, we'll just call them things, like, publicly disclosing things. And I'm going to have, this is in Telegram, t.me/MG show. Okay, right there. You can go there and check it out. We actually can have Trinity read the post to you. So Poussin actually put this together, and I actually made it so we can see it here today. So we'll have the post be read, and then we'll highlight them. Shady, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Q27, not everything can be publicly disclosed because so much ties back to foreign heads of state. Much will be revealed. We want transparency, but not at a cost we can't recover from. Q190, USA versus necessary to cut strings from foreign bad actors. Necessary to form WW alliances to defeat. Think Merkel is a coincidence? They are puppets. They are weak. They are scared. 80% dark ops necessary. 20% public for justice. The stage must be set. Have faith. Q586. What would happen if texts originating from an FBI agent to several internals discussed the assassination possibility of the POTUS or member of his family? What if the texts suggest foreign allies were involved? Forget the Russia setup, one of 22. This is only the beginning. Be careful what you wish for. As the world turns, could messages such as those be publicly disclosed? What happens to the FBI? What happens to the DOJ? What happens to special counsel? What happens in general? Every FBI, DOJ previous case could be challenged. Lawless. Think logically. We haven't started the drops human trafficking, sacrifices, yet. Worst. Those, good, who know cannot sleep. Those, good, who know cannot find peace. Those, good, who know will not rest until those responsible are held accountable. Nobody can possibly imagine the pure evil and corruption out there. Those you trust are the most guilty of sin. Who are we taught to trust? If you are religious, pray. 60% must remain private, at least, for humanity. These people should be hanging. Q.
So you see that. So let's go over this because, we were there live, Shady, when all this was dropped. Okay. So Q27, not everything can be publicly disclosed because so much of it ties back to the heads of state. Much will be revealed, and we want transparency, but not at a cost that we can't recover from. Q190, 80% dark ops necessary, 20% public for justice. The stage must be set. Then Anons complained, and this happened, Shady. Q Post 586, 60% must remain private, at least for humanity.
And that's what it is that we started fighting for. We are fighting for saving humanity. We're fighting for saving what is good. We are not fighting to burn it all down so that we can build something back on the ashes. That is communism. There's no way around that. The things that General Flynn and these people are calling for, they're calling to burn it all down. Okay? Rule or ruin means burn it all down. It also means the ends justifies the means. We want prosperity for all humanity. And if you destroy every single government and everybody's trust inside and within every single government, then what you will have is the anarchy that people like General Flynn and the globalists are trying to engineer. They consider law of the jungle freedom. They consider anarchy control. I know it seems crazy, but it's really easy whenever you break down the dynamics of what social order is and how it's maintained and how they're keeping 8 billion people from literally annihilating them every day.
That's right. And again, the narrative feeder, okay? Imagine this, raw intel collection, narrative feeder, narrative collectors, narrative distributors, right there. Leaks, classified payments, foreign cash, spooks, hotels, blackmail. How do you retain freedom of the press in those front of the camera, trusted by select viewers, are extensions of the arm? Okay? Freedom of the press is vital to retain. Trust the plan. There are a lot more good than bad. You, the people, need to remember how to play. You, the people, have the power. We strike every day. We win every single day. Every single day they are being destroyed. Literally, stay strong. Have faith. This is bigger than anyone can imagine. Boom.
What a show. What a show today. Thank you all so much for all your support, all the gifted memberships, and all your monthly subscriptions here to fight for something that you actually believe in. And whenever I say something you believe in, I don't mean the MG show. I mean your own discernment. You now believe in your own discernment. You're not listening to us so that you can follow what it is we do. You're listening to us because we are showing you the same thing that you're seeing. Other people can't show you that because they don't have the line of sight. It's just like a hunter. Okay, if you're out there on the range, there's a time when you have line of sight of the game that you're trying to kill, and there's a time that you don't. Okay. And if you're listening to someone who is hunting and they don't have line of sight of what it is the target really is, then they're shooting at something that isn't the target, aren't they? That's right. You see, you're being manipulated. What the MG show is doing is we are firing on all cylinders, and every shot goes towards deep stake.
And our credibility is intact. Okay?
It's rock solid.
It's rock solid. We have hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of our talking on the internet for 7 years, and there's not one thing they can use against us. God bless you. EMP hands, thank you. I know I missed some people. Welcome, APAL. What's up? How you doing? James Kin, your show is showing. But you know what? The truth is bad enough, and don't fall for the psyops. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless you all. I get to go pick up my mom from the hospital. Thank you for all your prayers, Shady. We love you. Everybody, love you.
Prayers for Mama Matrix. Absolutely. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
And just like I've told you for many, many years, you don't have to lie about things. You don't have to sensationalize them. You don't have to make anything up. You don't have to invent figures. The truth is bad enough. The truth's bad enough. And if you tell the truth, you have credibility. And credibility means people will listen to you. Credibility means things will be tended to. When you lie and people find out that you're lying, and it's easy. It is so easy.
And we found a lot of people lying this week, and POTUS called them out, guys.
To discover. Then you have no credibility. You become a liar. You become somebody with no confidence factor. You become a rumor monger. You become a minion of the old. Who was it? Who was it that was billed as the great deceiver? I wonder who that was. See, whenever you spread a rumor, whenever you tell a lie, Whenever you stretch the truth or sensationalize something, and I don't care what the reason is that you do it, you become an ally of the great deceiver. Somebody called him Heinrich Himmler. Somebody else called him Lucifer. Somebody else called him Satan. You can call him anybody you want. But listen to me very carefully. He's not anybody I want around me. His minions are not anybody that I want to know or be associated with or hear from. His minions and allies and supporters are not the people that I care about. You understand? You want to be on his side? Stay the hell away from me. Don't call me. Don't write me. Don't reference me. Don't email me. I don't want anything to do with you. If you're a spreader of rumors and lies and disinformation and sensationalization and all of this other bullshit. Do you hear me, sheeple? I don't know why it makes people so angry. You know, if all get off your butts and do the same research that I do, you would know the same things that I know, and you shouldn't be angry or jealous or upset. What you should be is thankful for having forewarning so that you can act upon it. But do you ever act upon anything? Have you ever? Will you ever? That's the question. That is the hinge upon which the door to the future operates. You don't know that. You don't give a damn, probably. Because to oil the hinge and make the door work and make it all better, you gotta get up off your ass and do something. Oh, heaven forbid you have to do that. Oh my goodness, you might even have to take some kind of personal risk. You might even get on somebody's list.
I did.
Oh, people might even start to respect you because you cease to become worthless.
Oh.
But, oh, who am I to dream like that? Ah, come on, Bill. I mean, you know, you're really getting away with yourself here, dreaming like that. Come on, come on, Bill. Get real.
www.mg.show. Hit the thumbs up. Boom.